Welcome to West Liberty University's Wellness Center, located in the Academic Sports and Recreation Complex building. Here you will find a safe and friendly atmosphere, clean equipment for all types of training, free weights, machines, and now introducing a new speaker system. Does school have you stressed out? Are you trying to get fit for those warmer days? The Wellness Center has you covered. We are now offering free personal training for West Liberty students. Start the year off the right way at West Liberty University's Wellness Center.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this edition of Newsline 14. I'm DeJuan Jones.
And I'm Aaron Warner. Let's see what's happening in national news around the country.
A medical expert in the physiology of breathing testified in the murder trial of Derek Chauvin. The expert doctor, Martin Tobin, stated that the way Chauvin and other former police officers restrained George Floyd, preventing him from breathing properly as he was handcuffed behind his back, face down on the ground with a knee on his neck. Dr. Tobin said the cause of Floyd's death was hypoxia, which is having a low level of oxygen, which led to asphyxia, or rather suffocation. Chauvin is charged with second-degree and third-degree murder, as well as second-degree manslaughter in George Floyd's death. The defense argues Floyd died as a result of underlying health issues and drugs found in his system, which were methamphetamine and fentanyl. However, prosecutors say Floyd was killed by Chauvin's knee on his neck for more than 9 minutes.
In the wake of several mass shootings in recent weeks, President Biden is taking steps to create new gun control measures. President Biden announced that he would be working to limit the sale of ghost guns, which are homemade guns built from parts sold online. The planned executive actions also want to make it easier for people to flag family members that should not own a gun due to mental illness. The president also noted that he wants to reduce access to stabilizing braces for handguns, which can turn a handgun into a more rifle-like weapon, like the one used at the deadly Boulder, Colorado grocery store shooting last month. President Biden is taking these actions on gun violence after more than 3 mass shootings have occurred in the country in the last month, something the president refers to as an international embarrassment.
An increasing number of world leaders are advocating toward making widespread environmental destruction a crime. Dubbed ecocide, public figures such as Pope Francis and French President Emmanuel Macron are citing that it poses a similar threat to humanity as that of World War II. Pope Francis says that ecocide is the massive contamination of air, land, and water, or any action capable of producing an ecological disaster. He has even proposed making it a sin for Roman Catholics. Environmental activists and legal scholars are attempting to make ecocide the 5th crime before the International Crime Court in The Hague. The drive behind this is to prevent mass extinction through economical collapse. Evidence of this occurring includes the polar caps melting the rainforest, emitting more climate warming gases, and all of the wildfires lately. This step in environmental activism still faces a long global debate as of right now.
An explosion at an Ohio paint plant leaves 8 injured and 1 dead. Yinkin Majestic Paint Plant in Columbus, Ohio suffered an overnight explosion and fire last Thursday. Washington News Journal reports that while some employees were able to escape the plant following the explosion, many had to be rescued from the inside. Of the 8 employees injured, 2 were initially reported to be in critical condition before being deemed stable later that day. The only deceased employee was identified as a press room supervisor, 44-year-old Wendell Light, who had been found buried in the rubble of the collapsed building by responders. The cause of the explosion is still unknown, and CEO Andrew Smith states that the company will continue to work with firefighter and workplace safety investigators to determine the details of the accident.
A man in North Carolina was found to be wrongfully imprisoned for 44 years. Ronnie Long was indicted on a rape conviction, but the state of North Carolina is only compensating him for 15 of those years. In 1976, Long, a black man, was accused of raping a white woman and then sentenced to life in prison. According to Long's attorney, more than 40 fingerprints and other evidence collected at the scene were never shared. Long was freed in August of 2020. He just recently received a $750,000 check from the state. North Carolina law states that anyone wrongfully convicted of a crime can receive $50,000 for each year they were in prison. But it stops at the amount that Long received, meaning Long will not receive compensation for 29 years of being falsely imprisoned. Long says he deserves more, but is blessed to be free.
A Muslim civil rights group is suing Facebook and its executives. In the lawsuit filed by Muslim advocates, they claim that Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and other executives have repeatedly lied and deceived the public in regards to how Facebook handles hate speech and violent threats made on their platform. Mark Zuckerberg recently testified to Congress that Facebook removes any content that violates their rules. However, Muslim advocates claim that there still remains a very large amount of hateful and dangerous content targeted towards Muslim individuals that does not get removed. The lawsuit also alleges that Facebook has not removed pages dedicated to Muslim hate and violence even after being reported. Facebook has reaffirmed that it works to remove any hate speech from its platform.
We'll be right back after this break with campus and local news here on Newsline 14.
Sources of stress are everywhere. Stress can make you feel trapped, but there are ways to manage it. Stress is inevitable, but you can learn how to deal with it, how to handle it, and how to respond to it well. Try to get enough sleep, exercise, eat well, get emotional support, breathe, and find ways to calm down.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. Now let's take a look at campus and local news. There's an urgent additional COVID-19 testing to take place on campus. The university is required to continue testing throughout the last few weeks of the semester, leading up to finals week. The only people that will be tested are students who are living on campus. Testing will continue on Tuesday in Blatnick Hall from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the remaining 3 weeks. The last 2 days of testing will take place on April 20th and April 27th. These testing days include students who are living in the apartments, student housing, and dorming halls. As usual, you must bring a photo ID and a cell phone with you to the testing site. Please do not drink and eat, smoke, vape, use breath mints, brush your teeth, or use mouthwash 30 minutes prior to your test. Wear your mask and stay safe.
Are you interested in getting a summer job this summer? Well, West Liberty is hiring. The summer jobs available right now include athletic maintenance, custodial student worker, library maintenance, and various office support. These are all located on campus, and the office support and library maintenance are only available for work-study students. If you will be living on campus or staying in Wheeling over the summer, then one of these jobs may be perfect for you. You can apply now on school jobs through the West Liberty University website or email Susan Garrison, the Student Employment Coordinator, with any further questions or information about the job opportunities. All students are welcome and encouraged to apply. Summer is right around the corner and is the perfect time for a new job or even just a side job. Apply today.
West Liberty recently announced an upcoming event called Music in the Park, which is set to take place in Oglebay Park at the Ann Kachinka Amphitheater April 30th throughout May 2nd. Over the weekend, various WLU musical groups will be performing each night. These groups vary from the wind symphony to percussion and cymbals, to the WLU choirs and more. Hopefully the weather will hold up and allow the concerts to take place outside. But if there is rain, the performances will be moved to the next day if possible. All performances are free and open to the public to enjoy. Donation will be accepted. For more information about the event or specific times, visit the WLU Music website or email one of the faculty found on the same site. Come support your fellow Hilltoppers while enjoying some music and spring weather too.
COVID vaccinations are being talked about more and more. Here's DeJuan Jones with more on the story.
How many of you know a student on campus that has gotten a COVID vaccination? Let's take a closer look here on Newsline 14.
Anthony Smoot is a student athlete and gave me some answers on how the vaccine made him feel, how he feels about it, and why others should get it.
Well, I got the COVID vaccine because I felt like it was essential to get with all the problems that COVID has caused.
Anthony is very proud about getting the vaccine. From his answers, he advises more and more students on campus to also get the vaccine.
The only real symptom that I had was headaches, but that was it. Like, that was the only symptom I had.
Do you think others should get the COVID vaccine?
I do, because I feel like it's essential to get if we want things to go back to how they used to be.
Students can receive the COVID-19 vaccine at the Highlands, where the old Michael Arts and Crafts store used to be. Though college students are offered the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, they can also choose either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine. West Liberty University students should check their emails for a link to register to get vaccinated.
And that was your take for the COVID vaccination here on campus. I'm DeJuan Jones on Newsline 14. Thank you. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, believes that all schools will be in person and no longer remote by September 2021. Walensky says we should anticipate come September 2021 that schools should be full-fledged in person and all of our children back in classroom. This change should be anticipated whether the children attending schools are vaccinated or not. Walensky accepts that children vaccination will begin in mid-May. However, Walensky says, I don't anticipate the vaccine will be authorized for children younger than 12 before the end of the year. Walensky has stressed that multiple strands of COVID-19 are boosting her goals of wanting large portions of the United States population vaccinated.
The old saying goes, if you play with fire, you're going to get burned. Recently, 4 girls ages 12 and 14 have been arrested on juvenile court charges for setting fire to an unoccupied house located in western Pennsylvania on April 3rd. Due to the fire, a police officer and a firefighter were sent to the hospital from the Associated Press. It states that police say the girls started the fire using aerosol sprays. Chief John Blake states the girls placed a shoebox on the couch and threw lit pieces of paper into the box that had been sprayed with aerosolant. The 4 girls were brought into question after they posted their actions via video on Snapchat. When asked about the reason behind the fire, the girls simply stated they did it out of pure boredom. All 4 girls could be facing felony charges for arson, causing catastrophe, trespassing, and endangering another person. The 4 girls have been released to their parents, and their cases will be heard in Cambria County Juvenile Court.
A job boom, but no one will work. Many businesses in the Ohio Valley area are struggling to find employees to fill their open positions. Some places tried everything from posting signs outside the windows to using social media. They simply cannot get someone willing to work for them. Some people won't show up if they've been called, or some won't even take the job they've been offered. Surprisingly, wages aren't an issue. People are simply just not interested in working right now. Another possible reason could be the unemployment extension and the stimulus checks everyone received weeks ago. The only positive to this unfortunate low employment rate is that there are many jobs available in the area. So if you're in need of work in the Ohio Valley area, be sure to go out now and apply. After the break, Aaron Jeffrey discusses the recent success of the Hilltop baseball team here on Newsline 14.
Here are some tips to help you park safely and correctly on campus. First, always display your parking tag. Make sure to park in the correct parking lot. Follow the marked direction of travel. Don't park in visitor parking during the day. Don't park in no parking zones. Don't park in handicap parking. Never park in front of this door. Follow these tips and you'll never have parking problems or tickets again. This message is brought to you by West Liberty University.
The Paul N. Elbin Library is your destination for learning. Featuring over 200,000 items in print, audio, and video formats. Students have access to search for books of all kinds. Our state-of-the-art egg chairs give the user an immersive experience. We offer both Macs and Dells for your convenience. Please be sure to follow all signs. Our hours are Monday through Thursday 8 to 11, Fridays 8 to 4, Saturdays are closed, Sundays 5 to 11. Our friendly staff will assist in finding the right study material for you, whether it's a physical copy or on the school's database. The Paul N. Elbin Library at West Liberty University. Please call 304-336-8261.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. Here's Aaron Jeffries with sports.
The West Liberty women's soccer team was on the road again last week as they took on the Notre Dame Falcons of Ohio last Thursday. The Falcons, who are leading the division, handed West Liberty their third loss of the year, with the soccer being Notre Dame, Ohio 2 and West Liberty 1. West Liberty scored their first goal of the match early in the second half, with junior Kaylin Oskin scoring the first goal for the Toppers, with the assist coming from freshman Ann Williams. Sophomore Olivia Montgomery finished the night off with 6 saves in the match. The Falcons outshot the Toppers, with the difference in margin being Falcons 19 and the Toppers 4. The Toppers will finish their season with their final match being played at home this Monday at 5:30 p.m. The West Liberty baseball team took on Notre Dame College in a 4-game series at the campus of West Liberty University. On Saturday, the Hilltoppers walked away with 2 big wins by the score 6-1 and 5-0. On Sunday, the Hilltoppers took the third game by the score of 4-3. The Hilltoppers came from behind and scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th to propel them to victory. In the 4th game, the Hilltoppers were unfortunately unable to dig themselves out of an 8-0 hole. The final score was a 13-11. The Hilltoppers will be back in action on Saturday to kick off a 4-game series against Alderson and Broadus University at 1 p.m. You can watch the live stream on the Hilltopper Sports website. Here is the men and women's track highlights from this past Saturday. Junior thrower Kelsey Hewlett led the Toppers this Saturday at the annual Jasmine Claggett Invitational hosted by West Virginia Wesleyan College in Buckhannon. The returning all-region standout was one of the leading scorers in the field events, as she won the discus while placing second in the shot and hammer throw. Hewlett's winning throw of 45 meters in the discus is the longest throw in the Mountain East Conference this season and ranks number 3 in the Atlantic region. Her shot put of 12.49 meters is number 2 in the MEC and number 4 in the region, while her hammer throw of 40.48 meters is also number 2 in the MEC this season. 3 Hilltopper men also had a strong performance in the javelin event. Adam O'Donnell was a runner-up in the event with a throw of 44.86 meters, which ranks number 2 in the MEC conference. Gary Braithwaite, a junior from Paw Paw, West Virginia, placed 3rd in the javelin event with his veteran senior teammate Grant Sproul placing 4th. The West Liberty men and women return to action on Saturday, the 17th, when they join other Mountain East Conference schools to compete in the annual UC Invitational, hosted by the University of Charleston. The Wheeling Nailers were back in action this weekend at West Banco Arena for a 3-3 series against the South Carolina Stingrays on Friday night. The Nailers showed a promising start, going up 2-0 early in the second period. After a 2 goals to tie the game late in the third, the game headed to overtime. The Nailers nearly converted on a delayed penalty for the game winner, but did not succeed. The game went to a shootout, but despite 2 good chances, the Nailers were unable to stop the Stingrays as they fell by the final score of 2-3. Saturday and Sunday were both unorthodox games. Before either team could take the ice for the second period, the maintenance staff was hard at work repairing 2 holes in the ice caused by the warm weather and high humidity. Unfortunately, due to player safety concerns, both games were canceled and not rescheduled. The Pittsburgh Penguins took on the New Jersey Devils last Sunday on April 11th. The Penguins game out on top with their 27th win on the season, with their score being Penguins 5 and the Devils 2. Jake Gwenzenthal earned a hat trick on the day, with Brian Rust scoring the other 2 goals of the match. Sidney Crosby was able to record a stat for the night with 1 assist. Crosby has been able to record 48 points on the season, with 9 of them being in the month of April. Over half of his points have been recorded in games being played at home. Fellow center Jared McCann also recorded an assist on the night. The Penguins will stay at home as they play the Philadelphia Flyers tomorrow at 7 p.m. Football season was officially wrapped up on the road over the weekend as the Hilltoppers defeated the Glenville State Pioneers 37-14. Quarterback Jack Allison threw 4 touchdowns and completed 13 out of 16 passes for 149 yards with 0 interceptions. Glenville drew first blood with a deep pass down the field. The Hilltoppers were able to answer with a 55-yard scoring drive where tailback Quincy Wimbush punched it in on a 4-yard toss, making the game tied 7-7. The defense then showed up big when freshman linebacker Trent Crawford intercepted a Glenville pass and took it to the house, giving the Hilltoppers a 14-7 lead in the second quarter. With a Rosnack field goal and a 20-yard pass to Marquise Johnson, the Hilltoppers were then up 24-7. To kick off the third quarter, Allison threw a 39-yard touchdown pass to Wisdom Jenkins, the leading receiver of the day, with 3 catches for 60 yards. Rosnack also had a great day on special teams, being 4 for 4 on 3-pointers throughout the spring season, with his 32-yard field goal and near record-breaking 78-yard punt, shy by just a yard. Great job this season, Hilltoppers. That will do it for your sports highlights for this week.
We'll be right back with weather with Thomas Curtin is coming up next here on Newsline 14.
Hey, whoa, hey man, what are you doing? Hey man, what are you doing? I don't think you're split to drive.
Nah, man, it's all good. My house is like 20 seconds up that street.
It doesn't matter. It's still not a good idea. I don't think you're fit to drive.
Dude, we've been friends for like 10 years, man. Can't you trust me?
That doesn't matter here. I do trust you, but I don't think you're fit to drive.
Well then, just shut up. Shut up! I can totally drive myself a mile up to my house.
Fine then. If that's what you want to do, so be it. What the?
Every day in America, another 28 people die as a result of drunk driving crashes. Don't be the next victim.
Going off to college can be an exciting yet stressful time for students. It's great to know you can bring all your knowledge to college. There's one thing you should know before you leave that some people forget. Microwave safety is something everyone should know. Remember to read instructions carefully and watch the microwave in order to avoid any disasters.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. Here's Thomas Curtin with the Hilltop and National Weather.
Currently at West Liberty, we are sitting at a nice warm 60 degrees. The sun is shining, but the skies are looking a bit cloudy today. The high today is 66 degrees, but it will get a bit chillier when the sun sets, with our low being 43 degrees tonight. There's only a 15% chance of rain, so get outside and enjoy the warm weather before it cools down. That will do it for the campus weather update. Now let's take a look at temperatures across the United States. Out in the west, California, they're experiencing some cooler weather with temperatures sitting right about 60 degrees. Over in the Salt Lake City area, the weather looks even chillier with temperatures sitting at about 45 degrees with scattered showers. Down in Texas, the temperatures are sitting at a warm 80 degrees with cloudy skies. Moving back up north, the Midwest region is mostly cloudy with temperatures sitting right at about 50 degrees. Moving back down south to Florida in Miami, the sun is shining and it's warm right at 80 degrees. Next, we take a look at our area in the Ohio Valley, where temperatures are sitting right at about 60 degrees with cloudy skies. Wrapping things up in the northeast, the temperatures in New York are looking to be right around 66 degrees with a 40% chance of rain. And that'll do it for your national weather update here on Newsline 14.
We'll be right back. The 5-day forecast is coming up next. Yeah.
Please, not the trash. Take me along. I can be repurposed. Just give me another chance.
It takes more than one person to make a big difference, but one person can make a difference.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. Here's Thomas Curtin with the local 5-day forecast.
It seems to be cooling down a tad bit from last week, and expect some rainfall in the next 5 days. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with a high of 51 and a low of 39 degrees with a 20% chance of rain. Friday, expect early morning showers and cloudy skies in the afternoon with a high of 53 and a low of 40 degrees. Saturday, expect cloudy skies with a high of 58 and a low of 42 degrees with only a 9% chance of rain. Sunday, expect cloudy skies and the temperature to be a bit warmer with a high of 60 and a low of 43 degrees. Wrapping up the 5-day forecast, expect showers early Monday with a high of 60 and a low of 44 degrees. I'm Thomas Curtin, and that will do it for the weather update here on Newsline 14.
Thanks for the update, Thomas. That would do it for this edition of Newsline 14. I'm DeJuan Jones.
And I'm Aaron Warner. Thanks for watching and have a great week.
The phone can wait. Don't text and walk.